Right, Billy, how are we getting on with the tartar?
Just seasoning it last minute, just before it's served. I don't want to over-cure it, and adding all the flavourings.
There's so many interesting things here, and I love the idea of taking something like a tartar and throwing it into this new environment.
With, I hope, all these amazing flavours. The heat from the chili oil and the fermented black beans and some crunch from the shallots.
Right, Philly, the time is due.
I think it's a very intriguing dish. I'm excited by it, actually.
Off you go.
Yes, chef.
Good job. She didn't have to put a lot of work into that. Let's hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Philly's starter is Xinjiang lamb tartare with Chinese black vinegar, Chuchao chili oil, tahini soy sauce, fermented black beans, and crispy shallots.
That's so good. The chili oil has got like real punch and it really hits you. The black vinegar gives you this nicely balanced kind of astringent acidity. I was a bit unsure about tahini soy sauce, but that works fantastically. It's got richness and creaminess.
Here, the raw lamb is still the hero, no matter what the accompanying chilies and beans and soys and other sauces are thrown at it. And it's incredibly Moorish. And I think that's just astonishingly good.
The tartare, the lamb's beautifully diced, and there's so many interesting flavours going on here. There's the warmth from the raw ginger running through it, and then there's a bit of sweetness.
I like the black beans that are on top. They taste great, and I love the puree, which is the tahini and soy. It's got a lovely flavour to it because the tahini brings a mellowness to it. There's a lot of work gone into this dish.
I absolutely love the sound of this. I'm a huge fan of Korean food. Kimchi is a huge, huge love of mine. And Korean chicken has that intense crispness, and it's kind of like a double-dredged, real rugged fry to it. And so I'll be looking to see that she has kind of pulled that off.
A couple of minutes left. What have you got left?
Carving and plating up.
Is that undercooked?
It needs a second. This one's cooked.
There's a lot going on. I'm really excited to see what this plate looks like and also to see some finesse on it.
Philly, your time is up.
Yes, chef.
How are the other two chicken breasts?
Yeah, we're there.
You're really pushing it here now. Philly, we've got to go.
Yes, chef.
Hello again. Wow.
So I've done my take on Korean fried chicken. I've got a chicken breast that is crusted in sesame and kombu, king oyster mushroom, and then Korean fried chicken nuggets in gochujang sweet glaze. And then on the side, you have kimchi fried rice with some pickled shimiji mushrooms and a few cornflowers. The sauce is shiitake and sake sauce. Dirty food refined.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Philly.
I'm kind of no, I don't know. I'm feeling all right. I don't know. I like these dishes, but they're not typical restaurant dishes. So I don't know if it's too different.
Last up, it's Ross, who's serving sirloin of Aberdeen Angus beef with mushroom puree, ponzu-soaked oyster mushroom, sliced raw chestnut mushroom, crispy lotus root, pickled radish, and a beef and oyster sauce.
Ross, the sirloin is cooked beautifully. It's how I like it, and nice and caramelized around the outside too. The mushroom puree is delightful and so smooth. I like the texture of the lotus root as well through this.
Yeah, I'm into this, Ross. Love the little slices of pickled radish. That gives a little bit of sharpness, as does a slice of your ponzu oyster mushroom. I think that's a nice, nice dish.
The beef is beautiful, and I love the sauce. I think it's got a lovely, lovely flavour to it. It's quite salty. That's the oyster sauce that you brought to it. It's an unusual dish that I didn't see coming from you. Good flavours, good techniques, and a beautiful presentation. Well done. Thank you.
Dave's main course, beef fillet cooked in bone marrow. Bone marrow, that beautiful, sweet fat, and a snail and a crispy onion.
There's real gutsiness to it, and it's kind of balancing with a bit of elegance with the pom puree and the parsley puree.
Dave, a couple of minutes left. How's the beef looking?
Perfect, chef.
This is just such a delicious array of ingredients. If Dave screws it up, I'm going to hate him.
So that's your sauce with the snails in, yeah?
Oui, chef.
It's just your herbs and you're good to go?
Oui, chef.
All right.
My second course is fillet beef cooked in bone marrow, garlic pom puree, crispy onions, parsley puree, spinach, pancetta, bone marrow, snail sauce. Hope you enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Cheers, Dave. Nice one, mate.
It was a mission, but it's probably one of the best things I've done in my career cooking for them, as long as they don't hammer me.
On looks alone, Dave's knocked it out of the park again. The beef, for me, is cooked beautifully, it's rested really well. Your knife goes through it like a knife through butter.
That marrow, it's so sweet and succulent. And the snails, they're not easy to cook. They're not chewy.
The pom puree is lovely and silky. There's the surprise of those crispy onions. Everything on here is an absolute joy.
This is one of the reasons why we like to do what we do.
The beef is beautifully cooked. The snails are nice and earthy, got a lovely bite to them.
The mashed potato is beautiful. It's creamy and buttery, how it should be. And I really like the textures of the crispy onions on here as well. This is a chef who knows what he's doing.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna start plating up now.
Oh, that's...
Oh.
Have you just missed
Sorry,
me?
chef.
Exose's dish sounds like an interesting balance between spice and sweet. I have a slight concern around a sweet potato fondant. Regular potato takes on butteriness and caramelizes. Sweet potato is a slightly tougher candidate to do that with.
Nice colours.
Thank you, chef. I'm gonna carve my duck now.
It all comes down to one thing. Can he cook a duck breast? I've eaten a lot of duck breasts on MasterChef, which have gone over. They need to be properly rendered, crisp-skinned, and pink inside.
Happy?
I'm happy with that.
Right, come on, you. Let's speed up a little bit.
Yes, chef.
Gotta get going.
I'm ready to go.
Good on you. Go, Exose.
What I've done for you today is a spiced duck breast. You got the sweet potato fondant, sweet potato crisp, and the sweet potato puree with a hint of chili. And you got the spinach yogurt, sautéed spinach, and the chimichurri.
Thank you.
Thank you, Exo.
It's gorgeous. It's by far the prettiest plate of food that we've had today. I want to get stuck in.
This is one of the best duck dishes I've ever had in this room. It's absolutely exquisite. Really lovely spicing that he's brought to the skin, but doesn't mask at all the taste of the duck.
Really, really good. I think it's a showcase for his technical skill, but also in his kind of balance of flavours. Chimichurri has got some nice, bold, forceful heat to it, which I quite like. Crisps are lovely and thin and almost translucent and frizzled.
perfect cooking of the duck breast. At last, praise be, the sweet potato fondant is the big solid bit of something you need there, and it gives you something to mop through all the lovely sauces. I just think this is terrific.
The chimichurri sauce is not too heavy, it's not too hot and chilly, and it works a treat because it doesn't camouflage that lovely flavour of the beautifully cooked duck. It's a good job.
Great cooking from Exose. Now he is a chef who's starting to mean business.
You have 5 minutes, chefs, please. Last 5 minutes.
Cooking of the quail's come out perfect. Last couple of bits on the plate and we're ready to go.
Anything could be better than last round.
You have 1 minute left. Time's up. Stop.
Sam's signature dish is roasted stone bass with a celeriac fondant, sautéed mushrooms, braised celery, a celeriac puree, an apple pomme puree, and a parmesan and hazelnut crisp, finished with a cider and celeriac jus.
Sam, when I read your dish and I heard you talk about it, it just didn't sound right. Too many purees, too many combinations of things. But you've absolutely nailed the dish for me. I think it's sensational. The celeriac, all the different ways you put it on the plate was just right in proportion. And the sauce is an absolute delight. That's a great dish. Well done, you.
I think your stone bass is cooked wonderfully. It hasn't dried out and the skin is nice and crispy. I really like the texture and the taste of that hazelnut and the parmesan crisp on here.
I think it's elegant, modern, very, very smart. Well done, chef.
Wow. I couldn't believe it. Some of the comments.
Roast duck breast is something we often see on this show. Sour plums to give it the sort of sweet sourness. And then he pops in a lotus root and the bok choy. And then he mixes that with the veal jus, but with rice wine. I can only assume that he has the experience to be able to deliver this confidently, because if he didn't know what he was doing, he'd be a properly crazy man.
Luke, you've got about 3 minutes. You're looking very calm and collected here.
Just trying to concentrate, get it all finished.
Are you feeling happy?
So far, so good.
Right, let's go, come on. Very nice.
So we got seared duck with a sticky honey soy sauce 5-spice glaze, and then a sweet potato, sour plums, lotus root, and a rice wine sauce.
Thank you. The duck, oh, it looks so good. It's sort of glistening and it looks pink. This is a fabulous looking plate of food. This is a great dish. The duck has been cooked perfectly. The bok choy, I love the presentation, like these beautiful little green parcels of fun. I would definitely eat the whole thing.
The main note I'm getting from the spicing is Chinese 5-spice, and then a little sharpness from those sour plums, and then the crunch of the fried lotus root, and then you've got this gorgeous, really well-flavoured jus, which sort of is anchoring the whole thing.
And every individual component is done well.
The duck is cooked wonderfully, and that glaze is sticky. It's not too sweet. It's got the right amount of soy coming through.
Deep-fried lotus, delicious, crispy, crunchy, adds texture. The pak choi brings freshness to the plate. I think this is great.
I think I'm all right. I know. There was a lot of pressure there. I've done the best I can, and hopefully it all pays off.
Craig has made a chocolate and caramel mousse, served with poached pear cubes in lime, pistachio cake, granola clusters, and a chocolate crumb.
I'm amazed that you got all of this done in an hour.
The pistachio cake is like a financier. It's like an almond cake. It's moist. It's got a lovely texture to it. I love the roasted pears, and then the fresh pears with a hint of lime. It's a wonderfully thought-out dessert.
You've got a lovely flavoured mousse with a good flavour of chocolate running through it. And the cake is a delight because it just adds a completely different texture to this dish. And then you've got these crunchy clusters of nuts. How you've achieved all of that in an hour, I've absolutely no idea, to be really honest with you. I'm really pleased with that. I enjoyed that very much.
It looks lovely and it all works perfectly well. Chocolate mousse with the pear, it's beautiful. You've got a sponge that tastes of pistachio. Lovely. It's all very, very Moorish. Well done.
A lot happier, obviously, after that test than the first one. Obviously, fingers crossed, I just don't want to go home.
Nailed it, buddy. You nailed it.
Well done. Must be happy.
Smart now.